Let's bring in our next guest, lovely Carol McGiffin. I've always had a soft spot for Carol. Just because she's one of those people who don't appear to give us stuff half the time. Here she is.
Morning, all.
Morning.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. How are you? Up to trouble this morning, Carol?
Well, I'm sort of okay. Had a bit of a late night last night. I've got terrible hay fever, but I'm up and I'm here and I'm clean. I've had a shower. All right. What were you just saying about me then? I got you just as you said, doesn't give us stuff.
Yeah, basically, I think that sort of sums you. I mean, the thing is, right, Carol, is that obviously journalist to journalist, I know what it takes to put your head above the parapet, which is what you've always done. And you literally, you say, first of all, let me just check something. Are you Aquarius?
I am, yeah.
That would explain some things. Right?
I do believe in all that rubbish.
Yes, I do believe in all that rubbish. And that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. She's never had a problem in saying to somebody, I think you're talking crap. Right? And I absolutely love that. Carol, when you first came out and said that you'd vote for Trump, that was hilarious. The response you got from people. Why do you do it when you know you're going to get this? Do you just not care, or what is it?
Well, part of the time I say it like I know that there are things that I actually believe and I do mean that I would never say, because it's just not worth it. It's not worth the aggravation that you get for it. But sometimes I think, you know, you've got a lot of people out there who really try and force their worldview onto you and the rest of the population, and it winds me up so much that sometimes I just think, oh, sod it, I'm just going to say it.
From your point of view, why do you think it's been so difficult to have certain discussions on mainstream TV over the last few years?
Oh God, I mean, you see, I probably shouldn't say what I really think, but
That's right.
Oh, go on. Why change the habit of a lifetime?
Well, obviously, you know, during the last 3 years, the COVID era, I suppose, there, you know, we kind of know now that the government bought up the entire mainstream media, and they paid for advertising. You know, a lot of TV companies and radio didn't have any other advertising. They had to rely on the government to keep them afloat, I suppose.
Wow.
And so,
Exactly.
so we kind of know that there was a narrative that had to be followed. And, you know, I've often been censored. I'll admit that is true. There are a lot of things that I know I wasn't allowed to say. I was chucked off talk radio in the early days. I was regularly doing a slot on talk radio in 2020 during the COVID era. And I don't know if you remember, they got kicked off of YouTube.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, for accusing people. They were accusing people of being conspiracy theorists, which, you know, and all the things that I was saying back then in 2020, and I've got them on paper, they're written, they were published, because I said the same things in my column in Best magazine. And I was kicked off of there because I was kind of to blame for them being kicked off off of YouTube, right? So, you know, I've never been on that station again. And I know for a fact that I'm kind of, you know, blacklisted from it. I was asked to do a show, I can't remember when it was, last year, maybe a year before, when it became Talk TV, you know, when it went from talk, talk radio to Talk TV. And I was kind of asked by someone if I would be interested in doing a show. And I said to them, well, no, I don't think I would be allowed to, because I don't think I'm allowed back on that station. And they came back to me and they confirmed that that was true. That was a fact. Wow. So that's just one example.